Okay, so I am on my way home after a long day at work. The traffic has died down, so I'm going to go ahead and take the highway and just cruise on home. This is one of the reasons why I like Spyder, even though it's hot because it's Texas. Um, I like being able to just cruise home and you know really unwind for the day from the day. So yeah, so I'm using, of course, my Sena 10C Pro. I am considering the 50C, and I've watched some videos. The one thing now, not from the communication part of it, because it seems like Sena is getting to be a little mediocre when it comes to the actual communication part of it. But the camera part and the camera audio, I think they have that down. And maybe um, if Cardo came out with a camera unit, I would consider buying it, since the communication part of it would be better, it seems like, than the Sena. It seems like a lot of people who were using Senas have basically moved over to Cardo. Now, I probably have only communicated with one person one time the whole time that I've been riding my Spyder. I got to ride with my brother one time, and we communicated because he has a Sena headset for communicator for his helmet, so we were able to use that connection, and I thought it was okay. I mean, from what I hear from other riders, it sounded on par with other headsets. So I don't know. Now, of course, we weren't, half mile apart or anything like that. We were either side by side, or he was in front, or I was in front. And then at a certain point, he turned around, went back home, and then I went home. And I think we stayed in communication for another, I don't know, 30 seconds, minute. I mean, I can hear it cutting out. And then if we lost communication. So, I personally, I think that the Sena worked fine in that at that time frame. Mostly what I use mine for is for the videos and to listen to music or whatever while on my ride. So for me, it works great. I can't speak for everybody. And if you do a lot of riding with people, then maybe the Sena isn't the best communicator out there, and the Cardo is a lot better. Don't know. But I am considering getting the 50C It has an upgraded camera, and I can shoot in 4K. And I think that's, for me, that's worth it right there to have just a great video. And I know that it'll be compressed when I upload videos to YouTube, but you know, it still will be a lot better video than what I get on the 10C, which I believe the 10C, I just looked at it. I think you can get 2K at 30 frames per second or 1080p at 60. And I just switched it to 1080p at 60 just to see the difference in the video. So we'll see how that turns out. And I'm gonna, upload the video I did this morning and this one this evening. And then, I'm fine with that. If the video is at basically 1080p, to me, that's more than enough. When I'm watching videos, I'm not watching videos normally at 2K or 4K or anything like that on Facebook. On YouTube. So having a video at 1080p should be fine. But I'm really considering buying it. And as for the Spyder itself, I don't know if I want to do anything else to it. There are a couple things, like I would like to get maybe the belt tensioner. There may be one or two light mods I might consider, but for safety, I think I have all the light mods I think I need, in the sense of turn signals, brake lights, headlights. So for me, I really have all the mods that I really, really wanted on here. And I think I said in the other video that I was, on the fence about trading in the 2018 for a newer model. But there's some things that I just don't particularly care for with some of the newer models. I absolutely hated when Can-Am changed the turn signals on the mirror lights. Got rid of them and just put plastic covers there. I've never watched a motorcycle or Spyder video where someone said they wanted less visibility. And having the turn signals just on that little fender light, it, to me, isn't enough. And now what they've done because of that is they've caused the aftermarket to find a solution for it. And the aftermarket has, you can buy LED lights that are fixed to the back of the mirror covers, run the wires and hook them up, and you've got signal lights on your back of your mirrors again. I think the issue I have with that is I believe you have to drill a hole in the cover to make that work. I mean, that change there was enough for me not to look at any other Spyder. I just did not like that because it never made sense to me that you would remove something that enhanced the safety of the vehicle like the turn signals on the back of the mirror. And I think I mentioned that, and of course, in another video a long time ago. And I absolutely did not like that. I also don't like, and I don't know. I mean, I guess at this point, it hasn't proven to be an issue. But the other thing I don't like is when you have everything pulling power basically from that fender light for the light mods. Almost everything, anything that has to have a turn signal has to run through that, and then you're adding plug and play extensions and everything else to it. I have never liked that idea. And yes, I guess it's similar to the fact that I have turn signals. The turn signal itself is using the mirror lights, but the power for all of these lights, I believe, is separate. If I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since I put on all these things, but they power on, and from one place, and they use the signal for the turn signal from the mirror light. So it's not the exact same power source all the way around. There are power sources coming from the fenders. There are power sources from the mirror lights. There are accessory power. But most of these light mods are pulling power directly from that fender light. I have no clue on what it can handle in the sense of amperage. Now, I do know, of course, that LEDs are low amperage devices, but I just don't like that idea. So I was never all that keen on the electrical system on the 2019 F3s and the 2020 RT and up. But I have not heard of anyone having issues, so maybe it's safe to do what they're doing. I just don't like it. But I'm still on the fence. There are some things. I had another video where I talked about the 2024 lineup that I never published on YouTube. And I may or may not, I don't know. But when I looked at the 2024 lineup, I'm still waiting for BRP to give us some real innovation. The LED lights they put on the F3 was something that should have happened a long time ago. Long time ago. I got a 2018, and it took them to 2024 to really change the styling. Well, I can't really say the styling, but change something on the F3 that was major, and that was the headlights. And they have the new 10 and a quarter inch screen. I like the idea of the larger screen. I was never happy with BRP Connect, especially if you are using the 10C. Because if you hooked up your helmet to the 10C to BRP, it didn't really act the way it was supposed to. So you almost had to disconnect it so that you could do your videos, because when you hooked it up to BRP, it wanted it to be a helmet communicator only, and I think it interfered with the way the camera worked. So I never really used BRP to hook up my camera. I never really used BRP for my phone except for testing or whatever else. And every once in a while, I'll run music through my phone to go through the stocks. Excuse me, not the stock speakers. I don't have stock all speakers all the way around anymore. To go through the speakers, I would hook up my phone. I never really wanted to hook up my phone. What I always wanted to use, but it will not work properly, was I have an old Microsoft Zune player. Now, I know that the iPod was the premier MP3 music player. However, I like the Zune. I like the way the Zune worked, and I wanted to use it. The Zune does not have Bluetooth native to it, so I bought a Bluetooth transmitter, and lo and behold, however BRP has the Bluetooth set up on these things, they connect to a phone and helmet. I don't know how that exactly works in the sense of signal. It identifies how it identifies itself, but if it doesn't identify itself to BRP Connect as a helmet or as a phone, the Bluetooth will not connect. So I basically run music through my helmet and not through the vehicle speakers most of the time. If the vehicle speakers are playing, the radio will be on at a low level. So that's about it. I don't know if the new ones will allow that connection or not. I do know that there is a major issue with the new system that supposedly supports Apple CarPlay, but it's not active as of yet. And I think that was a major mistake by BRP to put it out there. And here we are over 6 months into 2024, and that option is still not available. I don't know if this is a licensing problem. I don't know if it's a hardware or firmware, software problem. I don't know. But that they have it out there and it doesn't work is, that's a major problem. Other motorcycle manufacturers have the option of using Apple CarPlay. Some of them do both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and don't have that issue. Now, I don't use an iPhone, so I was just really disappointed that Android Auto was not going to be offered at all. But it's fine, because right now I don't connect my phone to the BRP Connect anyway, so not a huge deal. But it's like you're giving half the people a feature, and of the Apple CarPlay, and not the Android. There's no Android love there, whatever reason, licensing, software, hardware, whatever. But it's fine, because even the Apple users don't even have access to it. So for me, it's no big deal anyway. But I'm on the fence about the 2024 or later. I'm just waiting for BRP to do something different. I went to BRP's, or actually it's more Rotax, and looked at the other engine configurations they offer. Now, the 1330 may be the best touring engine, but they do have other engines that are 3 cylinders that have a lot more horsepower. So, you know, it would be nice if they gave us a different engine, something else